What's going on, guys? Chris with the Bod Damn channel. This channel is all about food, fitness, and how to live an active, healthy lifestyle. It's good to see you guys. This is a live show real quick, so take a second and hit the like button. Also, if you do want to join in with my journey on how I basically go from this to like super ripped, you got to subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button down below. But this is a live show, and we'll leave a little bit of time at the very end for Q&A. All right, so what I'm going to talk about in this show is basically the abdominal region right here. This is definitely the perfect thing to be talking about right before summer starts. And yeah, it's definitely the most, wanted, sometimes most aesthetic thing that a lot of people chase after, besides, big chest, broad shoulders, all that kind of stuff. But, mastering the abs is very, very important. So today what we're going to be talking about are 5 key exercises that you can do at home. I'm going to demonstrate each one of them. And then you can take this, go home, play around with it in the gym. You can do it at your home, like on the rug, whatever. And don't forget that anytime that you're dealing with the abdominal region as well, a lot of it has to do with diet and stress reduction and optimal sleep. It's really, really important. So, without trying to mislead you guys, it's really important to get your sleep perfect, to be zero stress if you can, and to have a pretty good diet. Does that mean no cheat meals or anything like that? No. Even yesterday I had a cheat meal for dinner and it was freaking amazing. But what I'm talking about is being disciplined enough to control what goes in your body to where you can get your physical goals where you want them to be. If it's flexibility, that's great. If it's aesthetics, that's great too. If it's just functionality, that's great. But either way, this channel is dedicated to showing you guys how to do it. So it's basically the story between how I go from right here, which is about 203 pounds, to my journey to about 191 or so, completely ripped out of my mind, somewhere between 8 and 10 body fat, sustainable for an entire summer, many months, So anyway, I think I'm around 14 right now. I did a measurement not too long ago. So long as the measuring device is the same kind of thing, I think it's okay. A lot of people are like, well, it's not DEXA, it's not a water tank, and it's not this, it's not that. I just go with one method. It could be anything, but I like this one machine that's at my gym. I don't even know what the hell it's called, but I stand on it without socks. I grab these 2 things, and it just like analyzes everything about my body down to like the muscle mass in my trunk, legs, abdominal region. And as long as I keep going with that one machine, then that's kind of what I base it off of. So the machine, not too long ago, a week and a half ago, spat out 14%. So I guess this is maybe what 14% looks like. This is what it looks like when I'm flexing real hard. But today, we're talking about the abdominal region, not so much this, right, the obliques, not so much the upper abs. But we're going to be talking about the lower set right here. And this is a harder part of the abdominal region to get because a lot of times, males especially, will store a lot of their fat right around here. Thus, it's easy to have maybe a 4-pack, but then to have a true 6-pack or sometimes even an 8-pack, you're gonna have to get those lower ones involved. So I'm gonna show you 5 different exercises. Feel free to comment if you have any questions. Let's keep them till the very end of the broadcast. I aim to be here for about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. So let's go for the very first one. Very basic, all right, it's called a leg raise. And by the way, to do one of the ones here, I'm gonna demonstrate how to do it, but you might wanna get a can of food, not to donate, but a can of food so you can follow along with one of the exercises, okay? So you need right here, this is a organic pumpkin, pureed pumpkin, it's organic. Anyways, it doesn't matter what the hell's in the can. It doesn't matter if the can's super small or super big. You just got to get a can, okay? It's really important. So that's going to be for later. Let's go into the feed. This is a live show. What's up, Fabian? Good to see you. We got 3 viewers right now. One day this is going to be a large amount of viewers. But let's go into the very first thing. I'm going to tilt the camera down, all right? So we can see now the mat. You definitely probably want to, even if you're going to do it on a rug, you probably want to get a towel so that you don't get itchy back or any of that kind of stuff. So let's talk about, and hopefully you guys can hear me too, okay? So let's talk about the very first one, which is called leg raise. Leg raise is interesting because a lot of people think they know exactly how to do it, but there's a breathing technique behind the entire thing as well. So how do you do the leg raise? Essentially, I like to have my hands like this on the floor, close to my butt, and sometimes right under my butt, a little bit, right, just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna put them under, like right here. They're not completely under, but they're right on the side. It gives a pretty good amount of support. Now what you wanna do is you wanna exhale on the way down, all right? And then you wanna bring it up. You wanna stop about 2 to 3 inches off the ground you don't want to do this, okay, when you're going down. A lot of people, they're going like this, and then they scoop it back up like that. You want to keep a little bit of a bend right here if possible, okay? And then keep that bend through the entire part of the movement, all right? Like that. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right. So if you see, and the camera's not doing it because it's kind of washed out right here, but this is really putting a strain on my lower abs right now. Now, if you were to let it hit the ground, that strain is gone. So you definitely want to make it hover about 2 to 3 inches from the ground before you start going back up for the opposite part of the movement. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely hitting the abs really, really well. And so that's called a leg raise. It's very basic. Now you can do leg raises also in seated type machines. We have one over there, which I could demonstrate really quickly for you, if I can just pivot this thing around. So you can also do a leg raise in a machine like this. Not even a machine, right? It's just a place like this. Get up in it. You see these at gyms all the time. Same movement. You're going to inhale, exhale. So a lot harder to do though, okay? A lot harder to do, but still a leg raise nevertheless. So that is going to be exercise number 1. Now exercise number 2 is a variation of the leg raise called jackknives. Now jackknives, a little bit more complicated, and it will involve a little bit more of the upper abs, okay? So it's gonna be about, how do I say it? 60% lower abs, 40% upper abs. Should this be in the regimen? Absolutely. Jackknives are amazing to put into your workout regimen. So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna go do a leg raise, right? But then on this one, on a true jackknife, because a lot of people think a jackknife is where you go like this and you go like that. A true jackknife, the actual leg raise stops where it needs to stop, and then it goes out about 45 degrees. And then you meet it up with a crunch like this, okay? So the movement actually looks like this. You go, all right, so I can get carried away doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that is essentially a jackknife. You have to breathe as your legs are going down. Do not, bend your legs through the movement. Keep them iced. When I say iced, I mean like freeze them up. Once they go down, they don't move anymore. You just pivot here at your hips. And then you want to meet up. You want to bring your legs to about 45, maybe 50 degrees, and then meet up with the top part of your shins with your hands. Now, a lot of people, when they do the jackknives, they allow their feet to hit the ground and their hands to hit the ground. That's not good. So what you want to do on a true jackknife is you want to hover both your hands, arms, and then meet up. Because it keeps a lot more stress on your abs. If I'm just to hover my body right here, this is a lot of stress on my abs. And keeping your abs under stress is what's going to stimulate them really, really good, besides actually exhausting them through, physical workouts. Doing an isometric hold, which that's what it's known for. I mean, basically, if you do that, you can work out your abs by doing isometric holds as well. But I like to go through movements, and I like to put isometric holds periodically through the movements. So anyway, if you can do it that way, that's good. If you can only do the jackknives where your legs hit the ground and your arms hit the ground, it's better than nothing. So that is definitely the second one I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let's go into the next one, which is called lower ab leg extensions. Now this one's a little bit harder, but follow along with me. So essentially what you got right here is you want to cross your hands like a mummy, like this. All right, you want to hover your legs off the ground, and you want to make sure that your heels are about 2 inches away from the ground through the entire movement, okay? So let me scoot back a little bit, and I'm on a normal floor. I'm gonna cross, I'm gonna bring it up, okay? They're 2 inches off the ground right here. Keep them 2 inches off the ground and extend all the way. Inhale and exhale when they're out. Now if you were to stay like this, upright, and you put your legs all the way out, your body's naturally gonna lean back because it's trying to compensate like a seesaw from you completely falling over, and that's okay. So they're almost like mini jackknives, right? But your upper body is barely really moving up and down, but you're keeping your legs and your heels specifically 1 or 2 inches off the ground at all times. And this really puts a lot of stress on your lower abs. A lot. You might also feel it in your adductors, right? And all that kind of stuff, ligaments around your hip. So if you start feeling that kind of weird pressure or whatever, make sure to do some leg swings before you get into that one. So I'm going to demonstrate that real quick, because that one will start pulling at your groin muscles and stuff. So if you want to do some leg swings at first, where you open up your leg muscles and you make sure that everything is going to be okay, you won't tear any ligaments, pull anything. Leg swing here, maybe 10 this way. And when you're doing leg swings, it's important to drive your leg in one direction. Drive it, bam, drive it again and again. And then you got to do the ones where forward and backward. Okay, hold on to something, forward and backward. That'll really warm it up. The forward and backward ones will really warm it up for that exercise, being the lower leg ab extensions. Okay, so now we go into one that's more common, but a lot of you guys might have done. It's very hot in this garage. Yeah, it's hard to breathe, but okay. We have one called bicycles. Now, a lot of people might know what this is, but let's go through it. Bicycles, the top half of your body is going to be on the ground for the most part. It will raise up for one thing. You'll see why. So bicycles, you want to put your hands, cup them around your ears. You don't want to put your hands behind your head, because then when you try to do the bicycle movement, you will put strain on your neck, and that is not good. So hands on the side of your ears, like this. All right, so what you want to do is loosely put your hands right there, and then you're going to take your elbow here, that's going to be wide, and you're going to meet it up with that knee right there. And then what you're going to do is this one goes back and that leg goes back. You're going to meet up the next one with this one. So it's going to look like you're pedaling a bike. And that's why they're called bicycles, because you go like this. All right. So that is a bicycle right there. It will work a little bit of your obliques as well, which is the muscle right there. And those are really good, a little bit more lower impact than jackknives, a little bit easier to do. Now, let's go into a variation of the actual bicycles, and that's what you need the can for. They're called figure eights, okay? Now, these are really awesome. You like them. This is what a figure eight looks like. You need that can. I like this a lot. This one's very functional. If you enjoy rock climbing, sports where your body's moving in multiple planes and you're shifting around a whole lot, this is a really good exercise. Okay, so this, yes, will build up your lower abs, and yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. So just like the bicycle, except this time we're going to be doing almost like an upright bicycle. So without the can, what does that look like? Looks like this. Okay, I'm upright for the most part. I'm leaning back a little bit. Okay. Now, why are they called figure eights? Because I named them that. First of all, they're not even called that. I don't even know what the hell they are called. But they're figure eights because this can is going to travel around in a figure eight movement, or almost like an infinity sign, okay? It's going to travel around like a figure eight, just like this. So what I'm going to do is start the bicycles, right? But I'm going to pass it through one. The can's going to go up, over, while the other one is now up, see? And it's going to go over. So it starts looking like this. And you can see my abs are really like completely under stress. But it's not exactly very hard. Where it becomes, where people cheat on this and they don't do it right is when they go like this. And it's not even an 8 anymore, okay? See, it's just a straight line. This can's doing this. You want that can to be going over, because if it's doing the 8 movement, that means you're bringing up your legs closer to your chest, okay? When you bring your legs closer to your chest, it works out your abs, your lower abs, okay? So 1, 2, see? Watch the can path. Now this is also one of those workouts or movements where you really want to have your hip flexors ready. So look at those leg lifts I did earlier, and those will definitely help. And that's how the can plays a role into that workout, all right? And you can see right now that the abs look much better than the very first part of this broadcast because now they're actually stimulated. They have blood there. They're getting bigger. So let's go into a couple questions. There's like 3 viewers in the house. Please share this video if you get a chance. Let me get this up here. I need better lighting in this garage. But there's a question here from Fabian. And it's saying, what's a good workout to do at home to lose fat? Boy, there are so many things wrong with that question, okay? So the best thing to do at home to lose fat is going to be a pretty rigorous HIIT interval workout routine, okay? That's basically on CDs probably. And what I'm talking about is something like a P90X, Insanity, something like that, okay? Because personal trainers, yeah, they come to homes and stuff, but you're not gonna find that good of one. So usually you gotta get on those discs, Billy Blank stuff. You wanna be on high intensity interval training type programs to lose fat, especially if you have a pretty good layer, all right? But I really don't think there's any substitute for a gym in real life. So, you know, if you can get a chance to go out to a gym, that's definitely what you should be messing with. Okay, any more questions? If not, that's pretty much the broadcast. Now we can see that the abs are getting bigger. There's more blood going into them, and they're looking a whole lot better. But essentially, anytime you see those crazy pictures or whatever on Instagram or whatever, part of that's realistic. A lot of times, even in my most shredded pictures, like it might have been after a cardio run or something. I mean, yes, I'm tan in some of those other pictures, but essentially the fundamentals are right. I mean, this is more like an everyday look for me, right? Just chilling like this. I have no upper body pump whatsoever. You know, looking pretty good. But this is more like an everyday, and this is what you guys should shoot for too. An everyday good look that you're confident with. You know, not like photo shoot looking all the time, but something that's more reasonable, sustainable. That's really important. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. And don't forget to support all the goddamn stuff you see in the future, especially these live videos. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.